Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Here is Ibtisam Zaabi from Career Industry Engagement Office at Madan University College. Welcome to second session from series of soft skills webinar. Today, inshallah, Mr. Amr Al-Rahbi will talk about communication skills. So enjoy your time with him and share us your questions at the end of session. Over to you, Mr. Amr.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and thank you for Majan College and for the organizers team for all their efforts. And welcome to our second session of soft skills. So today the session is about communication skills, and I hope you will enjoy this session. And I hope there will be no more technical issues. And this is the new trend of communication. Actually, there are some negativity in using it. So in our session today, we'll talk about what is exactly communication, types of communication role, and what is effective communication skills, and the 7 C's of communication, communication barriers, and how to improve communication skills. So these are the topics to be covered. Let's first understand what's the meaning of communication. So communication is simply the act of transferring information. So if you look here at the picture, we have the sender and we have the receiver. So the sender is sending a message, which is like codes. So the receiver, decode and transfer this message into meanings. And there is many things behind this communication. We have the physical context, which is the environment. There might be a noise. And also there's the psychological part, which might appear within the let's say appearance of the person, the expressions, facial expressions, and so on. So if we talk about saying how are you, it will be different from one person to another, and the way it's said. So if someone says how are you, so it means he's excited. But if someone says how are you, he's not happy about something. So then the receiver, he sends back his feedback, either it's verbal or non-verbal, which is we are going to know later on. So going back to the elements of communication, we have the sender, the idea or the message, encoding and communication channel, receiver, and the decoding process, and the feedback. Now, types of communication. Actually, we have many types of communications. The first one is the verbal, which is the normal speech, talks, using words with other people. So it's mainly about talking speeches. And the other one is the non-verbal, which is about the facial expression, the body movement, whatever the posture, how we stand, how we sit, how we react. So it's the non-verbal part of it. The other type of communication is the writing, and it's more common nowadays because of we don't use too much face-to-face meetings. So it's mainly about sending emails, even by WhatsApp. So this is the written communication. And the other one is the visual communication, which is mainly about signs, about visuals like tables, graphs, infographics, which you see mainly on social media these days. Many, let's say, companies or organizations, they don't want to put much text there. They only use graphs and infographics and also photos. So this is the meaning of visual communication. And the other thing to know more about types of communication, we have the formal and informal. the formal communication, it's when an employee talk with his manager, a student talk with his teacher or her teacher. So it's more of formal. The person should give more respect to the person in higher position, or in the family to the person older than him. So it's more about politeness and being more formal. The informal is speaking to your colleagues, friends, and also in writing, there is formal and informal. Formal writing, email or letter, is more structured, more organized. You need to have all elements of formal emails and letters, like introduction and ending, also proper wording to be used. For the informal, it's actually in a friendly way. You don't make it too official. It's very simple way of writing, and not it doesn't need to be organized. They say about the communication rule that words only represent 70% of the message you want to deliver to the other person. So words only represent 7%. The body language represents 55%, and the voice tone is the 38%. So if you look here, 93% of our communication is not about the words that you use. It's about the body language, about the voice you are using. So this is about, let's say, mainly about the verbal communication, which we are going to learn later on. So going back to the verbal communication, which is about speech, about face-to-face talking. So what are the benefits of it? The first thing is to save time. So it's easier and it saves time. You go to the person and you just communicate with him. It's quick in obtaining feedback. When you speak to someone, you will easily understand or get his feedback, if he accepts your idea, if he's okay with his idea, or he likes or doesn't like what you are speaking about. So you get the reflection at the same time. And also it provides complete understanding, because when you speak, if you feel the other person is not understanding you, you need to rephrase, you need to use other words, you need to explain. This one, one of the advantages of verbal communication. It's different from the written communication. Written is you just write and send, but you don't know the other person understand it or not. But this person is standing in front of you, so you can make your communication more understandable. And many people depend on communication because they see it more useful, getting the feedback, delivering the message. It's flexible and effective. As mentioned, verbal communication is more flexible. Sometimes, yes, you need to be formal, but how you deliver the message depends on you, and also your expectation of the other person. How do you want to start your communication? But if you compare it to written one, it's more structured, more organized, and there's a simple way to follow it. It is also more powerful for persuasion. You can let the other people, accept your ideas. You put more evidences, more examples. So, and you try to let the others understand you more. So, speaking is much better than other ways of communications because of this flexibility. You can talk more, you can convince people more, and it's more of like, sometimes it's more like of a friendly way. Okay. Now let's go to the non-verbal, which is about the body language, the facial expression, the hand movements, the way of standing, the way of sitting. So also there are benefits and advantages of these ones. The first one is complementary, so it complete the verbal language. So they complete each other. And substituting, it means sometimes you don't say like this woman here saying good or thank you to someone, but maybe she is not saying it, just by hand she's reflecting that. The other one is easy representation and attractive presentation, and especially if you are presenting a topic, if you are just speaking without any body language, people will not be interested in the topic, and your presentation will not be attractive. But if you are using your body language, it's very useful way of attracting the attention. طيب. So if you look at these two photos, maybe these two managers, they have the same comment, the same message to deliver, but the facial expression, the feelings are different. Here it's more about tension, about anger, but here he's giving the instructions in a very comfortable way. So it's very important how to deliver the message on the way you deliver the message. Also here, look at the people. Here's maybe one person is speaking, but the other people here are very attentive to him. They are listening to him. But on the other hand here, there's someone here speaking, but these people, showing different types of facial expressions. Are they interested, not interested? Someone is writing here, someone is looking somewhere else. So this is the importance of body language, either you as a speaker or the receiver. Okay, so it's very important on the way you show your expressions to make your conversation more understandable. So if this one is in the first picture is not is said in anger, so maybe the other people will not get the message. Okay. Also, in nowadays we communicate more through applications, through social media. But do we know the feelings of the people behind the screens? So if you look here, this person, he's more focused, more concentrated. Here he is happy. Here is tired. It is the same person, but he's tired. He's not. He has no energy to listen. And here, all these pictures shows that there are different feelings behind the screens. So when we communicate, we should be more careful because we don't know the reflection and the reaction of the other people on behind. Especially if the camera is not on, like me now. Okay, so here it's more to be careful about the receiver if it is about social media. Okay, here let's see about the advantage of visual communication. If by principle people, they just remember 10% of the things they hear, and they remember 20% of the things they read, and they remember 80% of what they see. Okay, so it means what they see as a way of communication is more important. As we said before, and in the use of the words is only 7%, but all other elements are reflect like 93% of the communication. Okay, if you look here, you see how visuals attract people, even though there are some slogans here, but people still, they don't look much at what is written, they look much at the visuals. So here, Nokia may be more attractive than connecting people. So the visual is more attracting, and the presentation of the logo is helping the company to expand its business because of this creativity. And also this short phrase is more of giving a very big meaning, even it is just two words, but it gives a big message. It communicates well to the customers. Apple also, what we know here, mainly the Apple itself, but some people, they know what is written under it, others they don't know. So here the slogan for the Apple, it's think different, and there it's the same for all others. So the visual is more attractive, and then comes what is written. Also LG, people, they know just the brand, but they don't read what's the slogan is, which is life's good. The Chevrolet, the car, find new roads, which is the slogan. So it's very attractive and creative to attract people, beside the visual, of course. Okay, the advantages of written communication. So it is suitable for long distance communication. So if you cannot meet the person, so you can write to him either by telephone, by email, different means of writing and giving the message in writing. It gives the receiver sufficient time to think, act, and react. As you are sending, you think, of course, of what you want to send as in the message, but also it gives the receiver the time to think and to react, to reply to your message. Okay. It can be sent to many persons at a time. So written communication, if you are working in a company, you can send the same email to the big number of people. It's not like, it's not good to meet each person to give him the same message. So it's better to send an email for all the people of the thing that you want to say. It's suitable for sending statistic data, chart, diagrams, pictures. So yes, in writing, you can do many things in that writing. You can show pictures, you can show data, which is in face to face you cannot say. You can just speak, but maybe the people will not remember what you said in terms of numbers, figures, and so on. It creates a permanent record of evidence. So emails usually are good for evidence. Maybe okay. So usually what is written is good for evidence. And if you want to go back to that in the document, you will get it as an evidence. Sorry, I'm not sure if they can. Okay. Okay, and sometimes it can be used as a legal document. The people can take it to the court, like what we have seen now, even by WhatsApp or on social media. People, go to the police and go to the court because of very simple reply, which is not appropriate. The other person didn't like, so he will take it to the court. And it's, now they take it as serious because it's a way of communication. Okay, now let's see in emails, what is a good email and what is not a good email, especially in job application for applying for jobs. So if you see this person, he applied for a job, and in the body of the email, he just started with, "Hi, I come across your job advertisement, and I would like to apply for it. CV attached. Cheers." So is this a proper written communication? Is it a formal or informal? I think this is not a proper one, especially for job application. It should be formal, as maybe you studied in your college. This is the formal email for job application. It starts with with the subject and introduction, and then the closing, and then the signature. So this is the formal way of writing and the communication, and how we should be careful in our writing, especially for communicating for a job, for let's say with managers and so on. We need to be careful on the structure of the email and the wording of the email. Okay, what is effective communication skills? So effective communication is the ability to convey information to another person effectively and efficiently. The skills of communication helps you to deliver the message in a very effective way so that people will understand you. Communication skills are essential to allow others and yourself to understand information more accurately and quickly. Okay, if you have this communication skills, people will understand you quickly. If we go to poor communication skills, someone who doesn't have good